Welcome everyone. I'm Chandra and I'm one of the affiliate leaders for HPH India. I will read the mission statement. Helping Parents Heal is a non-for-profit organization dedicated to assisting bereaved parents to become shining light parents by providing support and resources to aid in the healing process. We go a step beyond other groups by allowing open discussion of spiritual experiences and evidence for the afterlife in a non-dogmatic way. Affiliate groups welcome everyone, regardless of religious or non religious background, and allow for open dialogue. Attendance today at the HPH meeting is voluntary, and we are here for the benefit of learning from and sharing with other parents whose child has passed away. It is understood that our discussions are intended to be confidential and are not designed to replace traditional therapy or spiritual counseling. However, these Zoom meetings are helpful to parents all around the world, and they're posted on YouTube, so affiliate members who are not able to attend live can also watch. HPH offers a wide variety of speakers to allow parents to be informed about many possible ways to heal, to connect with their children, and learn about the afterlife. The views expressed by our guests do not necessarily reflect those of HPH, and we ask that you take from their presentations whatever may benefit you personally. With that mission statement, I would like to briefly introduce our guest today, Amy Utsman. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Amy. Utsman, sorry,
yes,
I stand corrected.
That's okay.
Amy Utsman is an accomplished medium, psychic, and teacher. And her readings are accurate, detailed. She communicates with the other side in an organized way so that she can bring through multiple spirits and complex messages. She's also on a personal mission to raise the standard of ethics and professionalism in the mediumship field. She educates customers through free webinars, blogs, and YouTube videos, and raises awareness about the impact of a medium's level of development on both reading quality and the sitter's emotional safety. She has multiple certifications and has been a professional full-time psychic medium since 2009 and has done thousands of readings. She teaches all levels of mediumship, from people who simply want to connect with their own loved ones to experienced practicing professionals. She is deeply spiritual, very grounded in the realities of being a physical being in a physical world. The beautiful quote she sometimes says that it's a flickering light bulb. It's just that one that needs to be changed. Not everything is a sign. As a teacher, Amy's approach is the whole medium, that is developing technical skills of the craft along with personal development for psychological and emotional balance. Her readings include individual phone video and groups, online, private, and public. She's based in the US with clients all around the world. We warmly welcome Amy. We are very grateful to have her here in HPH India. Welcome.
Thank you so much. And we need a shorter bio.
I'm sorry, but it was worth it. It was worth
we will get a shorter one to helping parents heal at this point. So, and for those of you who are not aware, I have a discount code. I am booked through the rest of the year, and the calendar is not open yet. But if you're interested, I know that Elizabeth put it in the Facebook group, right? There's a discount code, and it's very simple. It's DC, as in discount, and the number 20. So it's 20% off. And I keep it that basic because I don't want to know who's coming from Helping Parents Heal. So, because I have other, things where people can use a code. So I just keep it very basic, right? Okay, so thank you all for joining, and thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor to be able to do readings, frankly, anywhere, anytime. So I feel very grateful for that. We're going to get started here in just a second because it's a little bit busy on the other side, which we love. So I just want to make sure that I'm sure you all know this already, but where you come in is if something makes sense, please acknowledge, but don't expand upon the story. And at least 80% of it has to make sense for you right off the top because everybody's going to want a reading, but I'm not going to be able to do that, unfortunately, for everyone here. If it doesn't make sense, absolutely say so, because the no's are as important as the yeses. I always like to say, if anyone is going to get it wrong, it's going to be the medium, because your loved ones know about their life, you know about your life, right? But I'm meeting probably everybody here and those on the other side for the first time. So there might be some miscommunication, and that will come from me. And if you don't know, you don't know. Okay. So I can't see everyone, so I don't know how to, I see there's 2 pages, but I'd like to get started here, and then we'll figure out who it's for. Okay, everybody good?
I would like to add that please keep all your speakers on mute. And if you come close to who AB is connecting to, can you drop the message on your chat box so that I can pick it up and I can convey it to you.
Today with Thanksgiving and
Dan, can you just mute your speaker, please?
God that gave us the opportunity to be here.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Sounded like the
And
news.
everyone, please put their speaker on mute, please.
Okay, are we good? Because I really need to.
Yes, we
I
are.
really need to get started here. Okay, all right. So I want to start with this younger male. He's a little bit tall. I'm short, but he's got some height to him. He's a very trim build.
Or provide services like
Michael's iPad, please mute. Please mute.
donations.
Please keep. We cannot proceed with the reading if you don't mute your speaker. Please mute.
They are beginning a new chapter in life. That's going to require that long.
I think we can mute them. No.
No.
Okay.
I think the host can mute.
I think you can as a moderator mute there we go. Okay, very good. Okay. So I've got a younger male here. Like I said, he's got some height to him. So I'd probably put him around, if I had to guess a height, around 5'10". He's a trim build. And I know with him that he had a little bit of a troubled journey, because this is how he's describing it. Up and down like this, as he puts it, it was not an easy path for him here in the physical world. I know his mother is on the call today, so because I do know there's some men, I think, but his mother is on the call today. He says, I do also know that he has some siblings here. There's a grandfather on the father's side, on the other side with him as well. He has a great sense of humor and a nice little lift in his step when he walks. He is also very proud of the fact that he had his own room while he was here, which is a big deal. So he would have had his own bedroom, but that was something that would have happened just a couple years prior to his transition. Can anyone take this with this younger guy here? And it was a very sudden transition, by the way. So without warning. I just want to look at some names here. We've got 2 pages, yes.
Anyone raise a hand or put it on the chat box. I can help with that.
So we have 1 person. Joe, is that right?
Yes.
Joe, okay.
Yes.
And Joe, he would keep his hair just a slight, well, yours is curly. It's a
Quite-
slight curl like this as well.
Yes. Melissa, Sherry.
Not really curly, lots of
No,
dents.
but he would keep it
Heather.
messy.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So we have other couple people as well. Are you able to take most of that, Joe?
Yes, not the room necessarily.
Not the room, okay. And because the
Valerie?
room is important here. The having the own bedroom was a big deal here. So I can't see everybody who could take
Valerie
that.
says curly, grandfather. Sherry says wavy hair.
Okay, and the bedroom having his own bedroom is a very big deal to him here. So
Valerie and Heather again.
yes, Valerie. Where's Valerie? Can you say
Valerie?
something, Valerie, so we can see you up
Yes.
front?
I'm
Oh, hi,
here.
Valerie.
Yes.
Hi, but
Okay.
he always had his bedroom in several houses.
Had his
But
own
he loved
bedroom.
it. Yeah, but he
Right.
loved it. Every house we lived in, he loved
Mhm.
it. Yeah.
Okay, and you could take everything else with that as well?
He was not skinny though. Everything else, grandfather on the other side, yes. Curly, messy hair, yes.
Uh-huh. But a trim build,
Sudden, he was not slim. He was not slim.
not slim. Okay,
No,
but a sudden transition.
absolutely unexpected.
Okay, all right. And there's a little, we might be with you. We might be with you, but I want everybody else to listen in, because we might have more than, I'm sure you've experienced this before, where we have more than one coming in, but I feel a very strong pull.
Heather and Eileen.
Hold on, Valerie. How do we say Skinonish?
That's Heather. That's Heather.
Oh, Heather. Just one moment, Valerie. I just want to make sure that we're with
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely.
Okay, where's Heather, please? Heather, say something. There's so
Hi,
many
I'm
faces.
here.
Where
Hi.
are you? I'm looking. Can you,
So
oh,
it
you're
says
you're up
Susan
there.
Tate,
Okay.
but
Are you able to take everything?
I pretty much everything, yeah. His grandfather, my father passed away, but so did his dad.
Okay, but you're able to take everything else?
Thin build.
Your son
yeah.
is younger. Your son is younger than Valerie's.
He's a younger man, but he's not young.
He's not young. Okay, and the trim build?
Very trim build.
Very trim. Okay, so Valerie, if you wouldn't mind listening on, because your son, you're Heather, right? Let me just
Yes,
write
I'm
your name.
Heather.
Terrible
Yeah.
with Nate. Okay, and your son had his own room, correct?
He did. So
Later on.
Later on, and he always said he really liked his room, like when he
Okay,
got his own
okay.
room here at my
Right,
house.
right, because this is a very big deal for him. So,
Yes,
okay.
it was. He
That-
made it known.
This is like a really important thing for him. All right. And I'm sorry, I don't know who that is, but okay, pay attention, Valerie, but Heather, we're gonna come to you, okay, because of the way of the room is such a big thing, and the trim build, because he definitely has a trim build. All right. Now, he says there's, as he puts it, his words, controversy around his transition. That's his word, controversy. So I know that there would be some questions or confusion as to all what happened here. Does that make sense to you?
It does, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, obviously, by now we have it all solidified, right? Because we know what happens, he says. And I know this would not be the first time he's communicating to you through a medium, correct? Because he's telling me he's done this before. Because he's put
Yes,
on
yes.
old hat. I'm old hat at this. So he doesn't necessarily want to revisit his transition because it feels pretty like cleared up by the way he says it. And so that's not important here that we redo that because he's concerned about the memories that it evokes, and he'd rather talk present day than going back to living through that scenario. You understand?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, you know, for this trim build, he's actually got some strength because I can see it within his muscles here. And he wants to make sure that I send to you a very big embrace. He also says to make sure that my family knows, and he says my mom will tell other people. So I know that you would share some of these things from him, because he says make sure that he wants to reiterate that not only is he doing well, but you feel his hugs sometimes, because when he goes to give you a hug, it's like you could feel it at the front. You understand? And so he says that he wants to thank you for not only accepting them, but he says, sometimes that's how I hold you up. And he says, this is a way that I keep you going. And he says, it's a big deal because my mom and I have this communication and not everybody can understand it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. All right. And now I know that there's a birthday because there's a birthday just right around now. So for me, that's 3 weeks past or 3 weeks coming, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
there's also September would also be an important month as
Really
well, because
important.
he's,
Yes.
okay. So he's highlighting that. And he says that he's not a good dancer, but he says, I would rather have a party in September than a difficult scenario. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, and so he says that that's not the time to remember but the rest of my life. And he says that everybody did so many good things for me. And he says, but they always feel like they could have done more. And he doesn't know how to change that in everyone's mind, but he's very, very content, you know? And so he doesn't know how to change that. Now, there's one other thing here that's very important with him. It's, he's showing me, and he's also giving me the feeling of like walking by like a creek or by the water, but it looks small because there's rocks there. So it doesn't feel like an ocean. Or a big lake, because I can just feel this walking on the creek. And he says that that no one has really walked that path since he's transitioned. Yes, no, not sure.
Not sure, but he loves the water.
Okay, because this picture, the water is very clear, and I'm going to call it like a creek because of how it looks with these rocks, right? So the
Yeah.
water is cool, things like this. And so, right, okay. Now, just to make sure, is it right that he's one of three?
One of four.
Four, okay, so three here, him there. All right, and he just wants you to, I know that one of your children writes to him in notebooks because he's showing me lines of paper like this, right? And he says to, he just wants to make sure that you understand that he's getting messages from everyone, and he loves it because he says, keep it coming, keep it coming. And so this writing in here is a really big deal for him as well, because it looks like either sometimes it's a poem or words are put together in a way that's very special. And he says, well, what about publishing some of that? So he really, really likes it. But just so you know, of course, that he's doing really, really well. And acknowledging his presence is a really big thing for him. Okay. And he's changed so many shirts in the point of this call as this little visit here, that there's just a changing of shirts. Some have stripes, some are solid. So, you know, there's a lot of shirts that he would have in the closet. Not so many pants, but a lot of shirts because they go with everything. So with that little tidbit, I want to make sure I pass on to you and your family a ton of love from him, and just a big recognition. He loves so much that you recognize when he's around. Okay. So
Yes.
we help each other, he says. We help each other. So,
Yeah.
so it's what a wonderful thing. He's a great guy, a great smile. So a lot of love to you all. All right. And thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. He could talk all day, you know.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. Right. Okay. All right. I know there was somebody mentioned a piggyback in there, but we have to go with who directs me from the other side to the individual. All right. So I'd like to go to, well, she would like to come forward. I've got a younger female here with quite some attitude. So, and I like the attitude because this is part of her vibrancy here. And I feel with her that she was actually ill before she transitioned. And part of the attitude with her, it's funny, you know, because she's very much herself. So the nails are done, and then the little bit of joy. And you notice I want to put like bracelets or bangles on her, right? And don't be afraid to change things. And if you look at her dresser, like where she would keep her things, there's a lot of stuff on there. So there would be makeup, and we changed that. And don't be afraid, like she feels that people are lazy with not wanting to do their own fingernails, different colors, you know. And she says that she took her illness pretty well. She had her moments, but she tried to be strong for her family. And I know that what we would consider to be fairly fast here. So over the course of months, can anybody take this so far with her?
Seema. Unmute.
Okay.
Seema, unmute. Anyone else? Yeah, I can only see Seema.
Okay, where's Seema? Can you say
Hi.
something, Seema, so we can get you?
Yeah.
where I can
Hi,
talk to
thank
you.
you.
Oh,
It
there
could
you
be
are.
my
There you
role.
are.
Yeah. Hi.
Okay, there you are. Okay. And it would be right that it was fairly quick in the course of what we would think of here, because it's like from diagnosis to transition is really not like, we don't have much time to do what we need to do. And then she's making that transition. Does that make sense?
Yeah, few months, like it was like around 18 months of entire.
That's a little bit longer than I would have expected. Was there like a turnaround and then like we thought things were working and then they did not? I don't
Yes,
think so.
yes, yes,
That is so.
yes.
Okay. All right.
Amy, there is
Um,
Priscilla also. So
Okay.
Priscilla also sounds that it could be a daughter. So it's between Seema as well as Priscilla.
And just let me, we would be a late teenager, Seema or Priscilla,
She was around 8 years old.
8 years old. Okay. That's actually who I saw first. And then who was the other person?
Priscilla.
Priscilla. Okay,
Priscilla
I'm sorry,
says her daughter
Priscilla.
was
It's not,
25.
it's right. I'm sorry, Priscilla. It's not for you. We're definitely with Seema here. Okay. And you understand, and yet the family cannot wrap around their mind that they did everything possible, because she says that they still have questions about either experimental treatments or other treatments, and how come we couldn't do these things, right? And she says it's not about where I lived, it's actually just about what's available for treatments. And so she's giving me goosebumps all over. And so she says that she wants to get this in, like she cannot get this through the family's mind, you know. And of course it's going to be, you know, we think about these things and how can a child have, you know, is cancer, is it? Because like, how
Yeah.
can a child go through such a situation? And that may not always be here for us to understand. However, she wants you to know I love her because she likes books. And so she says that, you see, but I'm in some of the books now. And so I know that they've used some of her study to try to work towards others, because she says, see, it's not like I left this world without a mark, you know? And I see her in a dress. So she also likes to wear dresses. And she says, even when my legs were a little skinny, I want it to be, how is it? Well, not as thin as she was, right? But she's still going to hold on to dress my way, right? And so, and very concerned about her father, because here you are today, but very concerned about her father. And she says, you know, he's just not the same. And I don't think any of us would be the same, frankly, Seema, but she says, I worry, because she says he takes it in and he takes it in and he buries it in his heart. And she says that he carries guilt, and she doesn't understand why he carries guilt. And I know she's showing me an image here. I know I'm talking fast, but she's quick. So she says she's showing me an image here as well, where her father actually has to carry her because she's not strong. That's tough. And so she's showing me this image here, and she says, and I looked at him and I knew where I was and how it was going for me, but I didn't know how to tell him it was okay. And I feel her, like she wants to reach up and touch his cheek in that moment. She's just so beautiful, you know. This young, I want to call her a young lady even at 8, but you know, she's so loving and caring for her family that she worries more about her family than she did for herself. And I know that you still have some of these drawings, right? But there's actually some words that are left behind that she wrote down prophetically. Very impactful words that she left. So, and it's always has color. So I think she must have loved color, because it's not, she thinks I shouldn't use this pen, like it's boring. So, you know, so always some color. But when you have an opportunity, when you feel better, when you feel strong enough, go through some of either these colorings that she did or things like this, because there are some words that are quite prophetic. especially for such a young, sort of young. She was way ahead of her time for her age. So,
Exactly.
so young, but not really.
Yeah.
You know, if
Very
she could
true.
be the mother of the family, she would be. So,
She was.
okay, and I do know that there's an elderly woman with her that I would like, that is with her, and she says that she still tries to tell me what to do, but we're nicely together. So with that, let me give you a lot of love from her. She's an excellent communicator from the other side, because she just goes,
very
you know.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank you so
she's-
much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Okay, gosh, this give me goosebumps all over. Hey, these young people. It's hard, but we love them, don't we? Right. Okay, I'm probably going to have to start by looking at everyone's name, because how this one is starting here. Hey, a handsome young man and a flirt. So he would wink at people, and he says, I know my charm would carry me anywhere. Unfortunately for him, and the thing is, the reason I wanted to start looking at everybody's name is because he wants to hand you a flower. So, and he says that like you said, his charm will carry him everywhere. So, you know, he doesn't mind a little wink. He knows how to get his way. I almost feel like he might have even had a dimple or two dimples within that smile with him here. And if anybody can start taking this, please put it in the box, because I just, there's something about his smile on one side, again, that feels maybe like a little dimple to me. And the thing is the outside didn't match the inside. And at this point, he's taking some responsibility for his transition. And he says that people didn't really see it coming. And he's leaving me quite a heavy image behind, because he says that it was like everyone's world turned gray after I transitioned. So
there is Melissa, there is please identify yourself. Dylan. It could be Dylan, it could be Melissa's son. It is someone called with the handle of Ikastudaluk. I cannot pronounce your name, please. SN445.
SN445, would there be there would be somebody with the, I know that I see Melissa answering there.
SN445 says she's at work and cannot talk. Can you put it in the text box so I can talk for you?
Okay.
And Joe, is this Dylan? Can you unmute and take that? And someone with the handle Eka Sudaluk, single dimple. Melissa, is
yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Eskadula, I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Melissa says no dimple, but small scar on cheek.
No, it's like a dimple. Eska, that's the one I want to speak to, if we can. Say something, please.
SN445.
No, Eskadula.
Eka can you just unmute and identify yourself?
Hi.
Hello, I'm looking for you. I hear you, but I don't see you.
Are
you on?
Yes. Can you just say a few more words, please, so we can highlight the box?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
I can. Are you on? Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. There you are. All right. Because I know I'm with you. Because I just wanted to jump through the screen like when I saw your name. But everybody also, please continue to listen as well. All right. And you can take everything I've said.
The single dimple, and he had a sense of humor.
Responsibility for his transition. Okay. And
yes.
And the outward did not, like the way he presented himself outwardly, we didn't know the depth of what was going through his mind, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now he's look, of course, everybody on the other side, of course, he's doing well. He wants to lift you up, right? He's got a dog with him on the other side. So there's a dog within the family, and he says, still stinky. So that dog probably had some kind of issue that to be a little bit smelly like this. And I know the dog liked to be in the mud as well. So he's showing me the dog with him, and he says, see, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. And that's, of course, we know they're not, but he wants to make sure that you're aware. Now, I know there was an incident with him too, where he put like too much cologne on or too much aftershave because it's very strong smell. And he says that sometimes my family will think about that and get a good chuckle, right? And so he's also going to give you that as a sign. When you get that smell of him, that's one of the ways that you'll know that he's around. Now, I know somebody was just painting a room or painting in the house, right? Because he's showing me the painting of a color on the wall. Yes, no?
No.
SN45. So a lot of this is relating to you as well. She's nodding yes. Okay. So is it Ekas? How do I say your name?
Oh, E is for Elsie, and Kasaluak is my last name.
Elsie? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And no painting of a room or painting in the house? No, but SN45 says Sue. Okay, but Sue says that. Okay. And the dimple is also there, Sue. I don't want to leave, Elsie. Yes, okay, so we definitely have the.
There is Rashi also who's coming.
Yeah, the dimple is important. I know this is a dimple. I know it is. It's not, and I want to say it's like here, those on the right cheek, at least that's where I feel it. Okay, so we have the two of you working here. I might actually have your two boys because the painting of the room for Sue, but for Elsie, is it?
Yeah.
Elsie, okay. Right, so Sue, your son would be far more serious, is that right? Because I could feel at times he would want to withdraw into like his room or go off thinking. I know, I know you can't talk, but just yes, no into the box. Whereas Elsie's son always presented outwardly, correct? Okay, we're going to work with both of you because I've got the both of them here. So this is fantastic, all right? Because usually there's quite this overlap. And I know, Sue, you can't chat, but I put the box up if you could just leave it there and put your answers there, all right? Now, is it right that Sue, and I'm sorry to do this publicly, but that you had a pregnancy that did not come as well? Yes, no. A long time ago. Okay, so that one is with him and he wants you to know that you don't have to think about that. Okay, now Elsie, so I've got them both sides. I've got one here and one here. So so with Elsie, you're not taking the walks like you used to in nature, is this right? Since your son is on the other side? Okay, you need to get back out there, he says, because he says, look, this is when I can have time with you. And you like the smell of the trees after a rain, he says. And so, and when there's I don't know where you live, but when there's a little mist on that, he says, this is something that makes my mom feel good. He says, it's not always something I love to do, but she would want to take me out with her. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And so he's wanting to, you see, what he's trying to do here is help you get back connected to yourself, and he would walk that journey with you. That's what he's trying to do here. And I know there'd be like a little mist at times or fog in these woods where you would like to go amongst the trees, right? Because I could see the moisture on the ground, right? So is that yes, no?
I live somewhere we don't have trees, but we used to travel to a place with trees.
Okay, because this has to be a place of connection where you feel like really good, because he's trying to bring this, he's not trying, he's bringing this up very strongly. Okay, so you see what he's trying to do is help you get back connected to yourself, right? And we will lose that connection to ourselves during grief. I mean, we just do. So, and parents, you guys, it takes long to adjust. I mean, I don't know we ever fully adjust, but that's what it is. You know, it's an adjustment. We don't get over. Okay, now fear not, Sue, your son has not left, because he's one that likes to be heard. Very strong opinions with this young man. And so I call him young, but he says that he's older than I'm giving him credit for. So he has very strong opinions about things. And, you know, with him, you could see this fluctuation at times with mood, correct? Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can see the nod, and I can see it more with Sue than with Elsie, because Elsie's son is very good at like the mask, he says, you know, he could hide his feelings, but you could see it in his eyes. You could see the shift in his mood with eyes. Whereas with Sue's son, you could just feel that withdrawal at times, you know, and he says, but I'm a sensitive guy. And so that's how I would put myself together. And with Sue's son, I feel like he also didn't always like loud noises. Does that make sense? Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. So, but your son didn't always like loud noises, correct, Sue?
So you
Maybe.
can put your response in the chat box if you can.
Okay, because I can feel this, like I need to cover up with loud noises. Now, speaking of noises, and I feel like this happens at Sue's home, where you are hearing a loud noise that doesn't always add up to the house, but it's like, I almost want to, like as though somebody dropped something, but it didn't bounce, just boom. So you have to sometimes hear a noise, like not a knock, but a noise in the house. And it will always happen when you're about to lay down or about to fall asleep. Yes? No? Okay, that's from your son, because he says they don't always acknowledge when I'm around. And see, he likes attention. So he's going to give it to you in a big way. Now, it's not that you don't think about him, of course, but he likes he definitely likes to have the attention. And so, and he says, proof of evidence of life. So you must be asking for things from him to so-called prove it. And so that's one of the ways that he's doing it. You understand? Is that so? Because he's oh. Okay. Now with Elsie, sweet boy, you know, and I can see him as a little boy going up to people who need the love, he says. So if somebody is emotional, even you're trying to keep it away from him as an adult type of thing, he's still going to go up to them and just randomly give them a kiss, you know? And he says, this is what people miss about me. He says, because they always say I was sweet. And he says, but sweet is for a girl. but we know him to be sweet like this. And I do see him in a like a pullover, you know, like a hoodie, or are you wearing one? Like a little jacket like this. So yeah. I see him with this, you know, as well. And he says, it's a little bit big for me, but I like them big because he feels cozy within it. He doesn't like things that fit tight, right? And he says, I'm just always going to do things my way, but my family let me, which is a big deal for him, is you let him be him. Now, there was no way to intervene, he says, Elsie, no way. And so this is critical to get this through, because I'm not going to add more words to it. I'm just giving you his words. There was no way to intervene. All right. And I know that that's going to be very hard to accept, but he's giving it very forcefully. All right. And hopefully that will shift things up a little bit. Also, don't let people question you. He says too many people question and too many people judge. And he says, I'm trying to keep them out of the way. All right. So he's doing his best to do that. Do you have a sister?
Yes.
Yes, you do. Okay. Okay. There's one that is really close to you, closer than the others. So either lives very close or you speak the most. Would you mind giving her a hello and thank you from him as well? Because without her, he says you have days that you wouldn't be able to go through. So please acknowledge her as well. All right. Hang in there, my dear. A lot of love to you from him. Okay, we're not finished, Sue. So your son didn't just leave because that's just not his style. And your son is holding up a set of keys. Holding up a set of keys. So I'm not sure how to place these keys, frankly. 1, 2, it looks like 4 keys on this ring. So, and I'm not sure how to place this set of keys. Right, I understand. I'm not sure how to place this. And it's got a funny key ring. So something I would associate is a little more, I usually don't care about male, female, but a little more girly on it. And there's a message on it. So either we have his name or something that would remind you of him. So keep an eye out for those keys. Okay, because this is something that he's drawing your attention to. All right. Now, he also, is it right that you had almost a fall recently? Like a trip where you almost fell? I'm going to say in the last 6 months. Think on this for me, please, because he did his best to keep you upright, because he says that you stay too busy, you have too much to do, and you can't afford to hurt yourself. So, and there's obviously a lot of concern. I'm going to say it this way as well. Pay attention to the soft-toed shoes that you're wearing, because you probably do this at home. This is where I see it, is more at home, not outside, right? And just watch for the toe, because by the toe, there's a tendency for it to stick and make you want to trip. So pay attention to those shoes, all right? Because the last thing he wants is for you to get hurt, especially now, all right? And I'm not sure about this, but he's using the word like breadwinner. Obviously, you contribute to the household, right, through work and such. Anybody working will. And he says that if something happens to my mom, she wouldn't survive it. And he's meaning this emotionally. So work is helping to obviously keep you busy, you know? All right. Now, also, when you feel the little tingle around the ear, just over here on the side of the head, this is him giving you a kiss, and he does it to disrupt your day. So from time to time, he says that you just get it's like you get too focused. And he says, I watch her brain just tingle. And so I will drop a kiss in as a form of the distraction. All right. So let me make sure I give you tons of love from him. And there's something in that's kept like a nameplate with his name on it. There's something engraved that has his name on it. And you don't always want to look at it. And so he says, but I'm not on the plate, you know, this engraving, I'm not there. So rather look at the pictures, and I know you have your favorites, right? And there was some mix up of photographs that people were choosing of him after the fact. And he says, who could tell that it would be such a big deal about photographs? Because in my life, in each and every one of them, you will see some of the ups, some of the downs with him. And so he says, it's my whole life. Don't worry about making it a perfect picture. All right. A lot of love to you from him. That was a pretty deep message, frankly, wasn't it? Okay. Thank you.
A lot of what you said resonated with Melissa as well. So she was also writing in the chat box.
Okay. All right. Not too often I get two in a group like this, maybe in private groups, but in a group like in private readings, but not always two like that. So it's kind of nice that we can get two at once. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there like a Terry or a Mary? It's not my strong suit, frankly, names at all, but it sounds like this, like a Terry or Mary. Anyway, just going to start there because I'm getting that name. Definitely, this is a female, by the way. So we're going with a female here, and a little bit like a tomboy, though, not very girly. So we've got a little bit of a tomboy here. And this thing about letting her family didn't always know what to do with her. Very strong opinions from she was little. So definitely, you know, what the kids go through that stage of saying no to everything. She says, I never stopped that stage. I never stopped that stage. Also a picky eater. So very particular about the foods that she ate. And, you know, we can't force it with her because she's just not going to do it. So, she says there's another one of her on the other side as well. So I'm not 100% sure if it's about a pregnancy that did not come, because they'll always include that for me, or if you actually have 2 children on the other side. But she says there's another one like her. So anybody could take this and just pocket the name because it's not my strong suit. But can anybody take this so far?
Vaibhavi says that, but Vaibhavi comes close, but she says, but not at the age of a toddler. Vaibhavi, can
No. She's not a toddler. I'm sorry. She just showed me that stage and always said no.
And Kiran has a twin daughter, so they're asking for age. So
there's 2 like her. Okay, I understand. I don't know what NPS means. Can we look at
no problem, I think that's what she means.
Oh, okay.
So it's okay. So
All right.
Vaibhavi and Kiran.
Kiran, because she said there's 2, how does she put it? 2 like
Twins.
her? Or
No, she's a twin
Okay.
daughter, so it's a fraternal twin, I think. Kiran, can you take this?
like she's a twin?
Kiran,
Or
can
you
you
have-
unmute? Kiran, can you unmute and join?
Hi, Amy. Yes.
Hi, Karen. So she's a twin?
Yes.
Okay, all right, then it has to be for you, because for her to say 2 like her.
Yes.
Very
And they're
unusual.
identical. So.
Okay, all right. And obviously her twin still feels her very strongly, right? When we have that kind of separation. All right. Now, listen, I'm just going to have to give you what she says, which I do in general, but I don't know. Sometimes I know how to place it and sometimes I can't tell. But she says that there was concern of what she had that her twin would have. Is that correct? Yes, no?
No.
All right, because what she gives me here is I almost feel like this was a sudden passing, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and I almost feel like an impact here. So
Yes.
like a here and gone. Okay,
Yes.
so I don't understand what she had, those concern that her twin had. Perhaps maybe you're just being overprotective. I don't know. I don't like to conjecture. All right, but this is what she has to say, because we know about the outcome, obviously, about this impact transition, right? And she says, but she wasn't doing anything wrong, is what she says. And there was a little bit of questions about what she was doing or where she was. And she says that she just slightly got in a little bit over her head. And so the outcome was not what she expected it to be. This is what she's saying. You understand? So, okay. So this is important because she says that she's been trying to clarify, but I know that, and I'm not speaking ill of mediums or anything, but she says that she's been trying to clarify, but she says, I'm not always good with communication. So even here, when she would speak, sometimes she would say one thing and then mean another, like it, so, and she would get a little frustrated with her own communication. And she said, then the tears would come. So she's very emotional, this young woman, right? And she just said, I upped her in age, but she will take it. So now I know she didn't get to complete her studies while she was here, because she says that that's something she's been working on, and you would be happy to know that she's completing her studies now, because she says that's a big deal in my family, you know, is education. And she just wants to make her family proud. And I know that she's continuing to do so. On the other side, there's a gentleman there with her also that used a cane or a walking aid. So I want to go to like, I'm going to say like a grandfather on your side, because that's because I see a walking aid, you know, and he's very stubborn, that man. But anyhow, so but your daughter is showing me as one individual, but I know that obviously you have other people on the other side as well. Now, from her, I want to say hello to the group, because she's that kind of person that if somebody is over, I'm going to say hello to them. And so let's make sure from her that we say hello to everybody, because she says it's not just me over here, you know. Oh, so just a nice hello to everyone. And she says, look, she's got some attitude, no doubt about it. And she said, if I'm telling you I'm fine, you all have to believe everybody is fine. Okay. So definitely some strong attitude with her. And she says, but you see, that was sometimes my problem. My words sometimes got me into a little bit of trouble. And so somehow this relates a little bit to her transition. I'm not sure how, but somehow it relates a little bit. This thing about getting in over my head and not expecting the outcome. Now, you don't have to worry because she's making it very clear that you don't have to worry about having another near transition. But I feel like somebody has transitioned after her in the family. Is this correct? Because she's telling me she has welcomed someone over, you know? Okay. And you wondered because you felt her presence. And so she says, don't question that, because I'm telling you it's true. So I know that that has occurred, but you don't have to worry about your other daughter, okay? Because she says, oh, she's gonna go far. Now, this other daughter here, is it right that she's wanting to go into the helping profession of some kind for work?
It's too early to say. She's very young, so.
Okay.
I wouldn't
But
know.
there's an interest like in being in I mean, I know you say she's young, but like being in a physician or this kind of helping profession so far, because, and if not yet, this daughter here is telling me that she's going to go into the helping profession. So it could be different avenues, but very clear on the helping profession. And she says, but you see, it's because of the way I died, she's going to want to help others. So, and she says, but not to worry, that she will remain here for a long time. And she says, you just wait till you are old. She will still be there to take care of you all. All right. So hopefully that will bring a little bit of ease there, because that's what we want. Now, I know somebody is lighting candles for her as well, because she says that they do these prayers for me, and sometimes they sing a little, and she says they're not very good at singing. So, but this is just a way for her to let you know that she's with you, or whoever is doing this at the time. And I'm seeing somebody pray with beads. So would it be a grandmother that does that? Like beads? Okay.
Yes.
And I know that you can't share all of this with the grandmother, because shouldn't cross that barrier with her. But she says that I know about this and I feel so touched. Okay. But what she really wants is not, and none of them want sadness, but what she really wants is a range of color. Okay. Because she likes color. And so she says that if they're going to light a candle, why don't they do all of these different colors, you know, instead of just a white one or just a red one, you know, because she likes color everywhere. And so let's brighten it all up if we could, you know. Now, also, you had a meal that didn't turn out right. So you were cooking something and it didn't come, like, it looks like the sauce. I used to be a chef, but it looks like the sauce broke, or it didn't come together the right way. And I can see the pot looks like a little bit cast iron to me. And so I could see that. And she says, you can't cook if the love is not in it. You cannot cook like that with the tears, and so the sauce breaks. And she says, I don't know how to fix it, but she says, nobody said anything. They were trying to be polite, and she thinks that's really funny. So, just these little bits there. I do know that she lays with her sister often to help her sleep. So that's a very sweet thing. She's actually very sweet, but boy, is she full of attitude, but very, very sweet. There's no keeping her. I don't know. She's just got to be her own person. There's no point of controlling that. That's hysterical. For me, it's funny. So, but she's doing great. And if there's a thing that she does with her father. So he wears a button-down shirt. Is this correct?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes. Okay. She grabs that shirt. She grabs it by the side, like she grabs it, and then I have to lean up and give him a kiss on the cheek. But I want to go up a little higher. So I don't know if he's got facial hair or why she goes so much higher here on the cheek. But she grabs him up and she says, this is a moment that he feels calm, and then he feels bad for feeling calm. But it's her giving the calmness here. So I don't know if there's a way for you to share this.
It will.
Okay, very good. Because look, they're trying to give us all love. They're trying to give us moments, and then we feel guilty for having either a smile or a laugh, but this is what they want, right? This is absolutely what they want. Okay, now we can't forget about you, because she tugs your hair every now and then, just pulls it at the back. So very playful, very, very playful. But also there's like a portrait or a very large photograph of her, and she says it's very big. And I know it's prominent because she says, why is it so big? I was like, they love you, and there's things around it. So I'm not like an altar probably, or something like this. There's a little bit of things around it. Now do watch for the feathers that you add to it. Okay. Because she says, those are signs from me. And she says, they get them, because she says, everybody is always adding a little something there. There's like a little rock or a little stone that gets added there. And so she thinks it's the greatest thing. A little messy, she says, but it's the greatest thing. So I love that she's sharing that awareness, that she knows about this as well. All right. Let me give a lot of love to everybody in the group from this young lady, because that's how she is, So, and I want to thank you, Karen, so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks so much.
No, thank you all. Ooh, these individuals were on fire, weren't they? Good communicators. Good communicators. We're just about on time. I would normally stay a little bit longer, but I'm back to back with appointments today. But I sincerely, really want to thank you all for having me. And if there's any questions that you have for me or about mediumship or anything, we can take a few moments to answer that. Nope.
No, I think everyone's overwhelmed by what
probably right. They were. I know I was going a little fast, but I'd rather get everything out on their behalf than, I always say them first, you second, and then me. So, but yes, I really want to thank you guys. It means a lot when people trust me with a reading, because it is a trust factor. It's a lot invested emotionally and time-wise as well. So,
Anil, can you unmute for a minute?
Who is this?
She's my affiliate leader in HPH India. So on behalf of HPH India, I would like Anil, are you here? Can you unmute and talk?
Are you all in? I mean, I know, was it Chandra? I'm so bad with names if I don't write it down.
You got it right. You got it right.
Hello.
You're in Mumbai?
Yes. A lot of us are scattered around India, as you know. It's a huge.
You're right. It's a
huge
country.
So,
yeah.
Anil, I'm giving it over to you.
Thank you so much, Chandra. Hello, Amy.
Oh, hi, Anal. How are you?
I'm so sorry I was a bit late. My husband came in sick today from the office and I had to be there for him. I'm so sorry.
Of course.
I joined in very late, but it was beautiful. I joined in from 7:43 p.m. to be precise in my time, and it was amazing. You are amazing.
Well,
Thank you so much. I could see the joy in the mother's eyes as they received the readings, and it was beautiful. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
It's really an honor, and I hope your husband starts to feel better.
Yes, thank you so much.
It's not what you think it is. What I'm hearing. So.
Thank you so much. That is the biggest.
I thought I would just do a quick look. So my guide said it's not what you think it is. So woohoo.
Thank you so much.
That's all good. And please, everybody, wherever you are, try and stay healthy, try and stay safe, one day at a time, frankly, because that's like the whole world is a little crazy right now, isn't it? So
on behalf of all of us here, HPH India, HPH New Zealand represented by Joe, all these wonderful parents who are taking time from every part of the world to join you. Thank you so much, Amy. Love you.
Thank you guys.
You so much. Deep gratitude.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes. Take good care, everyone.
Bye.
All the best.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, Chandra.
I think I know Nancy.
Blessings.